bright sunny day here in Kansas. When you're hopping on, say hello and let me know where you're watching from. Got comments pulled up here, and I did something today. Y'all are going to be very proud of me. Instead of jumping back and forth a million times on my iPad, I put little pieces of tape on all of my items with the prices, and it's gonna go a lot smoother. If you are new, my name is Bri. I'm the owner and artist here at Upcycled by Bri. I love to go thrifting and junking, antique stores, estate sales, garage sales, you name it, I love the junk. I take all of the junk home, I either resell it or I take it and turn it into something even more beautiful. I have everything listed up already on my site. I have dropped the link in the comments, but if you need a specific link, let me know and we're gonna get started. I have like this beautiful glow coming off of the copper on my face here. I can see it. Good morning, Melissa. How are you? Oh, and y'all, if you don't mind, thumbs up this video for me. I remembered to ask today, and send it out to a friend who is loving this like European cottage vibe. This is what we did last week and everybody went crazy. So we did it again. I got to go, hello, I see everybody hopping on. Melissa and Cindy, good morning. I got to go to Kansas City this week. It's technically Spring Hill, Overland Park, pretty close to Kansas City, and see Sammy from Unicorn Dust Designs. And I got to meet the baby Montgomery, and I got to see Hank. He was in the kennel, but he was being a good boy. So I had so much fun. And y'all, that lady can shop. Like we hit 1, 2, I think, was it 3 or 4? I don't know. And she's like in and out, boom, boom, bam. The baby slept the whole time. It was fun. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the haul. I turned this into 3 parts. Part 1 is today here on a live, and then next week I'll have 2 edited videos up of part 2 and 3. Oh, Melissa said she used her brush and she thinks it's absolutely amazing. Awesome. She grabbed a Klingon. Did you use the R12 or the F40? Okay, let's dive in and let's start with, there's so much good stuff. Let's start with these baskets. Okay, I won't lie, when I came back into town, I needed boxes, so I ran by the Giving Tree here in town. These came from the Giving Tree, but they worked perfect with the vibe. I paid $1.95 each. I had my 30% off discount, but I thought these would be just perfect. They match, and they'd either be almost a trinket tray, but I thought they would be perfect on the wall. Farmhouse, a little boho, you can mix up the vibe, cottage. They're gonna work in a ton of different styles, so I grabbed them for sure, and they're in really, really good shape. I've had basket problem for a long time. I downsized my hoard, and I've loaded it back up, so here we are. Oh good, Melissa used the F30. That's my favorite, all-time favorite Klingon brush. So you could stack them like this, you could hang them up separately, but I thought they were beautiful. $14.95 for the set. They are good and sturdy and a really nice size for lots of different areas. Of course, you know I want to keep them, but we're not going to do that. What's everybody up to today? I am going to film a little bit after this. I've got a wood project started downstairs, and then I'm going to add these into the mix. So many good candlesticks, so many. I ended up getting these 2 pairs and then a single. I passed on a lot because I didn't need too many, but I couldn't pass on these. They are solid wood. Somebody has given them a terrible paint job, unfortunately, because they've got some really nice carvings on them. I paid $3.99 and $4.99. But I was thinking I would take some stripper, like citrus strip is usually what I use, and coat them in the citrus strip, try to get most of this white paint off and bring it back to the wood. But I know that like down in some of the crevices, that white paint is gonna stick. So it's either gonna be wonderful or terrible. We don't know until we try. I think it's gonna be wonderful. And if it's terrible, then we just paint over them anyway. Good morning, Brandy. I've missed you. Excuse me. Also, they've got the metal tops on them. I'm going to pop those bad boys off and I'll put some really nice wood rounds on them. So $9 on the pair, and I've got them listed up at $42.95. The description box, of course, is going to tell you how tall they are and then also what I plan to do to them. That way, if you're purchasing, you have a game plan in mind. But these would look just really good painted and waxed as well. So if you ever see stuff out with those carvings, snag them up. Let me know in the comments if y'all find good candlesticks in your area or not. My thrifting here locally in Topeka has been very, very miss. I did good last week. This week was wishy-washy again, but I got so much in Kansas City it didn't even matter. In fact, I took up some paint for Sammy, some DIY paint and some sweet pickings for her to use on videos. And she traded me paint for some of her junk. I got so much stuff. Good morning, Monica. How are you? Okay. 23 people on now. We're rolling. Good morning, everybody. I pick up these wood mallets every time I see them because they sell fast. What are y'all doing with them? Are you staging them up like rolling pins or spoons? Let me know because they always sell quick. I usually just stick mine in a crock with the spoons. But are there other ideas? Because that is a really fun shape. It's almost like a little riser shape. So I paid $2 on this one and it is listed at $8.95. I really like the patina on the wood. It's a really good color. Oh, Brandy, I'm sorry to hear that. She said she's been out of the scene. She had a loss. I do apologize. I'm sorry to hear that, but I will be thinking of you. If you need anything, feel free to reach out to me. I'm glad you're here this morning, hanging out with us. And you got on early today. We're only like 6 minutes in. Okay, so you ask the universe and you shall receive. I've been asking for rolling pins. Finally got some good ones. In fact, Sammy found this one. We kind of split up when we get to the store usually. I think we both get too excited. And like we'll split up and like go to our favorite sections and then we meet back together and go around again. But she found this one. She is not currently doing thrift flips so much. She is working on some other fun projects. So we weren't competing for things this time. Look at that beautiful, beautiful green paint on the handles. Chippy, worn off, that perfect vintage look. This one was not marked. They charged me $1.99. Now I've got it up at $14.95 because it is authentically vintage. Brandy says that she's happy she got on early and that she would use these in her kitchen. Let's go ahead and look at these. These were the find of the day. I would say, of course, as soon as I get rid of all of my copper, I find like some of the most magnificent copper pieces I've ever found. Again, turn the corner, and I think Sammy eyeballed them first, but she was like, Bri, look. And of course, I would have seen them, but they were sitting on the shelf, all lined up just perfectly. Now let's look at this. What savers? So I don't have a savers here in Topeka. There's two that we go to up there. So $3.99, $2.99, $2.99, and $1.99. Crazy good prices. And she told me I would find good copper at Savers, and she wasn't lying. They've got an amazing patina inside. But that means that you probably wouldn't want to use them for food unless you sealed them up. So I will let you do that at your own discretion. But I would use them for staging. And then also putting, I have some greenery over there. I wish I could grab it. But putting some greenery in there, flowing out. Very, very, very pretty. Yeah, Brandy said maybe not for canisters. So they used to be, I'm sure, kitchen canisters. Now, I looked these up online. I couldn't find any that didn't have any kind of label on them. Most of them said flour, sugar, etc., or had little handles. I didn't find any like this. I love how plain Jane they are because they're going to be a lot more versatile, but the patina on them, like they just speak for themselves. You can tell I like them. I really want to keep them, but I just got rid of the rest of my copper, so now it doesn't make any sense. I saw upwards of like $150 for some of the sets online. It was wild. I listed the set at $59.95. They are in the kitchen collection. They're on the Shop the Hall collection. They're in the fall collection. So if you're shopping, you'll see them. I have a feeling they'll go quick though. And speaking of that, if y'all are shopping or see something you like, go ahead and grab it, get it quick before it sells out and you're sad. And then if you find something else you like and you buy it, I'll do my best to combine orders that you place within 24 hours and get that shipping knocked down and refunded as much as I can. But that way you don't miss anything and get sad because you were waiting on combining orders. So those were my favorite find of the day. It's going to be hard to top that for a while. Let's talk about this next, because this one got a lot of attention too. I've got about 30 people on. If you're hopping on right now, hello, good morning. Little European cottage thrift haul this morning. Now, this was kind of at the end of the shopping trip. I was walking around. Sammy was looking at some clothing stuff, and I was pretty much done. But then, like, across the way, laying up on a tall rack where there were like dresses or something, I saw this guy just flopped over from afar. And of course, you know I love the colors, the green and the yellow. Like, I was like, yes. And then I got closer and closer and realized that these flowers are like 3D. They like pop off of there. Good morning, Lois. How are you? So how fun is that? Obviously totally 100% handmade. And then the detail in the green stitching around the flower, I'm just in love. Perfect colors for fall, but this one would also work well for summer, I think. No rips or tears. Doesn't smell bad. It's in good shape. I have the measurements in the listing on my site. I didn't want to knock everything off. But it's a good size. You could definitely cover your whole body with it. But I love it. So I stuck it in my cart. I went back and forth. I put an Instagram post up, like, should I buy this? But I said, like I said, we were almost done, so nobody answered in time. And I was walking around, and some lady was like, oh, what a pretty blanket. And I was like, okay, that seals the deal. I paid, I think, around $7 for it, and I have it up at $32.95. So a really good deal on that handmade blanket. But I know somebody's going to love those yellows and greens together. Good combination. And if that one doesn't sell, then I'll just lay it on my couch and it can hang out there for a while. Let's see, I have a few more things. Not a huge part one haul today, but I brought the best stuff out this morning, I think. My favorite stuff. But we'll look at the rest of this, and then we're gonna paint these candlesticks. 15 minutes. So this, I got really excited. I thought it was a chocolate mold, but it's not. It's just a figurine, like a ceramic figurine. But it looks really realistic, and I thought it would look really cute in a kitchen vignette. Up next to some natural woods, up next to a crock, it would really stand out. So the yellow tags that day were half off. I paid $2 on this, and I have it up at $12.95. And I know I've got some sheep lovers. Man, this goes so much faster when I have all my prices in front of my face, huh? I don't find a lot of sheep stuff here in Kansas. Maybe, I mean, we don't really have a lot of sheep either. We have a lot more cows and chickens, not a lot of sheep. Maybe that's why. Maybe I should start looking more. Brandy said her sister has a sheep farm and she'd love it. Brandy, where does your sister live? Cindy loves the sheep. Okay, verdict is in. Y'all like the sheep. I'm gonna set it up here. It can hang out with us for a little bit. I love critters. So, this is another rolling pin. We haven't looked at this one yet. This is another vintage one, and it is really nice. Oh, Lois said she went to buy the sheep and it was already sold. Darn it. I can't tell who's shopping because I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. It makes my iPad go on Do Not Disturb. So I can't tell when things sell out. Things go fast, Lois. You gotta be quick with those fingers. Is it Lois or Lewis? Am I saying it wrong? Don't let me pronounce it wrong. Brandy said her chickens are laying fun colors. Man, I want chickens someday just for the eggs on my counter. The real eggs. Okay, back to this rolling pin. I love the color of it, and I usually don't love that rich caramely wood so much, but I thought this would be really pretty in a European Cottage vignette. $5, so a little pricier, but it's good, heavy, solid wood. And again, $14.95 since it is a vintage. Lois. Okay, I'm saying it right. Lois. Thank you. Another piece of copper, of course. This is the first time I have found a copper ladle. I was looking at the bag wallet savers because we don't have bag walls here, and they're fun. Things are a little overpriced, it seems like, but next to the bag wall is like the kitchen utensil wall. So this was back way behind a bunch of other things. I almost didn't see it, but I saw the shininess of the handle, and then I looked down and saw the copper. So how fun would this be in a kitchen to put a little like nest in the spring? You could throw some pumpkins in it for fall, Christmas tree in the winter. Perfect. Okay. I hate pronouncing people's names wrong, and then especially if I do it over and over. Also, I was thinking it would look really pretty mounted to a piece of wood since it's got that hole in it. I mean, you could just stick it on a nail or whatever. You wouldn't have to permanently mount it. Or just hanging on the wall. I paid $4, little high, but it's copper, and it's up for $14.95. It's got some good patina on it, a couple little scratches and dings. Super cute. Let me move this real quick before I trip. The metal is loud. Okay, speaking of loud, let's look at these. If you have headphones in, I'll give you a second. So these were on the bag wall, all in a bag, and I saw the little bells, and I was thinking, okay, so loud. I could do a really fun Christmas DIY with those. And I didn't know it was going to be so neat, but once I opened it up, I realized that it's really cool just the way it is. It would look really pretty hung from a mantle. And the sound, they're almost like chimes, like wind chimes. But the patina on them is great, like rusty and coppery, shiny. Or if you wanted to buy these and take them apart and do mini DIYs with them, you could. $4 is what I paid for them, and I have it up at $22.95. Aren't they pretty? I'm going to come around a little bit so y'all can really appreciate them. I can't tell if they're like, because look at the little knockers inside. They're just little rolled up pieces of metal. I can't tell if they're old or if they're reproduction and they just got left outside. I don't know, but I'm obsessed. So again, if these don't sell, I'll just keep them. Maisie, my chihuahua, is sleeping on her bed right here, and she's not impressed with those. All right, pizza board. If y'all have been following me for a little while, you have seen me do a DIY with these, with this before. I had one, I stained it with Dark and Decrepit and made it dark and pretty, and then I affixed a little flat basket to it with some floral. Now, Sammy hooked me up with a few flat baskets, but they were all too big. So I have a different idea for this one, and the DIY will be up next week, but I have it already listed up on my site. I paid $3 for it. It's up for $29.95 to be updated. So if you trust me, go ahead and snag it. If you don't trust me, wait till next week and I'll put the finished pictures up with the video. Now it does have a little break right here, but no worries because that's gonna make it a lot cooler. Good morning, Jeannie. You're late and you missed everything. What do you mean you missed everything? The haul, or were you gonna buy something and it's sold out? I haven't even looked to see what's sold yet. You're late for a very important date. I've been trying to tease the hauls the night before and put like a community post up and tease it out on Facebook so you guys can set your reminders. I've been doing pretty good with being on time on Saturday mornings. Like, I'm proud of myself. What is this, like 5 or 6 weeks in a row? All right, vintage washboard. Ugh. I really wanted to keep this one. I've got another one, and I wanted to do a display, like a collage, a wall collage or whatever with them, and I just haven't. So I figured I'd go ahead and list this one because it's got great advertising. It's got some patina here on it. The Zing King lingerie, do not rub hard, the board will do the work. And on the back, National Washboard Company, 703, Chicago, Memphis. So it's got some great advertising. I paid up a little for it. It was $6, but I thought it was totally worth it, and I have it up at $29.95. You were rushing and you missed over 18 minutes. Gosh darn it. I get it, girl. I get it. Well, good news. This is part 1 of 3. So there's still a lot more good junk from Kansas City. One of my other favorite items, I found some cheap wooden items there, which is good. The wooden items here in Topeka seem to have gone up just a bit, probably because they know I'm looking for them. $2.99 on this. I have it up at $16.95. It is a good hand-turned solid piece candlestick, but it's got like a little bit of an indention in it, so it would make a good riser too. I thought about putting a top on it, but I liked how it had some free space in there. The flat baskets make really cute pumpkins. Oh, Nancy, are you talking about these? Nancy said the flat baskets would make cute pumpkins, and you are right. I love creative brains. I love how we all think of things so differently. I wouldn't have even put that together. Now I'm going to see flat baskets everywhere and want to buy them all. Thanks. But again, cute as a candlestick or just as a riser. An older piece, a really good handmade solid piece. I'm going to clean it up and shine it up with a little hemp oil, but nothing else. Good morning, Corinne. How are you? Brandy's working on another quilt. She made 5 last week. You go, girl. Sewing is not my thing. Linens, I can sew up like I can stitch a hole in my clothes, and that's about it. I teased this when I was shopping. Another very, very unique piece. So it's kind of gunky and gross on top. I'm going to clean it up a little bit, but I don't want to lose any of the good patina. But look at how burnt up the handle is on it. That's what really got me. Corinne is crafting pulling yard through a styrofoam pumpkin. That sounds a little tedious. She said, ugh. I don't know what these are for. So if you know, if you know, drop me a comment. If you're watching the replay, let me know. I've got a couple more people hopping on. I'm going to go ahead and drop the collection and comments again. And again, if you need a specific link, let me know if you're having a hard time finding anything. Sometimes I mess up and put things in the wrong places. But I think I did good this week. I even double checked. Brandy, I'm sitting here trying to decipher Brandy's message. Brandy, if we knew each other in real life, we would be like besties, I think. So $8 on this copper teapot. If you're watching the replay, check the live chat. Brandy's a silly girl. And I'm selling it for $29.95. It's not super huge, but it is very, very unique. Like I said, I'm going to clean the gunk off the top, but not too much because I want to leave the good patina. It has a lid, and it looks like it had some kind of knob at one point, but that knob is no longer. So now it just has a little hole. You could totally screw some kind of knob on top, though. A wooden knob, that'd be cute. Or you could stick a little floral out of there. So again, really good metal and wood items I found. They didn't know I was coming. Sammy found this too, and I don't always buy cloche tops because sometimes they're thin and hard to ship, but this one is nice and thick, and I absolutely am in love with the shape of it. when you're looking down on it or whatever, it doesn't distort what's inside. Sometimes with certain like cheese cloches and stuff, you try to look in them and you can't really tell what's inside of them just because the shape of the glass, but you can tell this one was made more for display. No bottom on it, no problem. I will just cut a nice thick piece. I'll probably use like a 2x6, 2x10, and cut a nice thick piece of wood for underneath it. I'll age the wood up. It's gonna be gorgeous. So I found the Cloche top for $3 and I have it up at $39.95 because it's a little harder to ship. It takes me some time, but this one's gonna be really good. And Corinne said she never finds Cloche tops, and that's why I try to grab them, because I know a lot of people can't find them. And they, you know, they don't always last and make it to the thrift store because they're glass. But like, how cute. This one's tall too. It's kind of hard to see with my ring light, but you can tell, like, just looking down on it, it doesn't distort what's inside. I can tell that that's a jar with flowers. So I was excited to find that one. Again, if it doesn't sell, no worries. I'm going to use it on my buffet as a display. I really need to get decorating for fall. It's happening soon, I promise. Okay, last thing, and then we'll paint these. Ooh, we're doing good on time today. It saves me time when I write down my prices beforehand. Noted. So these are another solid wood candlesticks. Paint up a little bit for them, but they're very, very tall and they're in good shape. Again, they have the metal tops. I'm going to pull those and add some wood rounds to them. The height of them are on the listing, and the to be painted is on the listing. I'm just trying to read the bottom. I can't tell where they're from. They just say solid wood, but they're really nice. $8.99 and $6.99, and I have them listed up at $59.95. After we paint them up and wax them and add the wood rounds, they're going to be phenomenal. I was trying to find out where they're from because I can't tell if this is a factory finish or if somebody bought them and did the, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Now, what color do we want to paint them? Brandy said they've cut a 12-inch cedar log down in the backyard, and her hubby asked if she wanted charcuterie boards, and she said, duh. Corinne said, hey, sailor. I could do some hey, sailor for fall if I've got some open. Let me look before I start asking. I know I've got skeleton key. It's a smoky lighter blue. Oh, I do have hey, sailor. I was thinking a little lighter with a white wax. Thinking skeleton key. Oh, Cindy says, Corinne says white wax and hey sailor. I've been digging this. Let's try some skeleton key. Hey sailor with white wax. Okay. All right. Y'all want dark blue candlesticks. Oof. Okay. Let's do this then. I love Hey Sailor, don't get me wrong. It's really, really, it's blue, and I think I want more of a navy. Or what if we mix these two together and made it just a little lighter? Should we mix a little skeleton key with it, or should we mix a little bit of little black dress with it and make it darker? Mixologist. I just feel like mixing some paint up today. We've got time. I usually don't mix them because I'm really not, I don't feel like I'm a great mixologist. Let's have some fun. Yes, aviary with black wax. Oh, Cindy's throwing it out there. I've done a lot of aviary lately. Oof. Powdery blue, pretty. Oh, y'all are killing me. Okay, let's start with a base of skeleton key. We might throw some Hey Sailor on there, and then we'll get to waxing when we get there. I don't know why I asked when I already had my mind halfway made up this time. I'm a brat. Ooh, Brandy said blush pink with copper accents. You know what? That would be really good for my cottage vibe, wouldn't it? What if we did this skeleton key in gold wax? Sorry, just taking off the metal thing. So I just grab it by the spike. I can see the little nails in this one and pull. And that easy, that ugly thing is gone. Oops, anything will look good with dark colors for fall. Oh, I should be wearing egg gear, sorry. She agrees with Brandy. Ugh! I don't have a pink? Oh no, y'all are killing me. My bun's on point today, thank you. I didn't try. Okay, I'm gonna have people drop off if I don't pick a color. Pink actually sounds fun. Why does pink sound fun right now? Who am I? With this copper? Let's do it, why not? We're gonna switch it up. I do blue and green all the time. You know what? This is kind of scary because, excuse my dress, this is kind of scary because I have these marked kind of high, and if they don't sell, I'm gonna have to repaint them. That's all right, let's do it. Let's paint some pink. Now, do I add anything to this pink? I'll just go with petticoat pink. Paint outside the box. All right, here we go. Pink it is. We're doing it. It's only paint, right? It really is. Do we make this any darker? I could add, what would I add to it? A little cherry picked. Let's do that. Keep it light. Okay, all right, I just need to do it or I'm just gonna overthink it. This is why I don't mix colors. We're gonna do some petticoat pink. We're gonna throw in just a little bit of cherry picked. If I have, I'd rather mix up a little too much than not have enough. And if I have a little left over, then I'll paint like a little bird or something that can, or a pumpkin or something like that, that can be staged with it. Okay, so I've got, I'd say about half cup or so of petticoat. And we're gonna put in like literally a tablespoon, or I'm sorry, a teaspoon. Just a teaspoon of cherry picked. Tiny little bit. My letter opener has become a stir stick. Everybody's like, bro, just chill out and paint. This is why I don't mix colors, especially on lives. Okay, we're gonna do like one more teaspoon. So 1 cup of petticoat pink, 2 teaspoons of cherry picked. That's better. I love petticoat pink. It's really light. It reminds me of like a baby's room. So that didn't change it a lot, but a little bit. More to my liking. This is another really pretty color I don't use enough, French Millinery. I'm gonna set it to the front of my paint so I use it soon. A little more punch. Yeah, it gives it a little more punch. Okay, and I've got an 035 today. This is one of my bigger round, or I guess oval Klingons. And I like the oval and the rounds when I'm doing the candlesticks because it really gets up in the crevices. I will take these stickers off and paint the bottoms off camera. Don't worry. I was gonna do it now, but we'll have fun and we'll do that later off camera. All right, so this is pretty. It's pink. Brandy said her 3-year-old Eli just ran to the paint and wants to paint now too. I get it. You know what? Sometimes if I'm in a funk or not in a creative mood, I will put on my favorite YouTubers, and as soon as I see them pick up a brush, then I'm like, okay, it's time. It's time to create. Hey, Michelle. You have a lemon latte? What the heck is that? She said she's surprised to see pink. I know, right? It's fun. Corinne said the Christmas tree that I made with the chair parts was cute. Thank you. I think that was 2 edited videos back. I made 3 different kinds of trees out of wood and metal, and that one was like the bent wood pieces off of old chairs, and it sold. I was very excited. I wasn't sure how people would receive it. It was different, but I thought it came out really, really cute, and now I want more. I still have a couple Christmas tree like cloche, wire cloches available, but the other 2 things I've sold. This is a fun pink. It's actually going to look really good with copper, and probably we're going to do a little bit of dark wax too. Michelle said that her bedroom is soft bubblegum pink, and she went all girly. She loves pink. I usually don't. I'm not gonna lie. I don't dislike it. I've just never been a big pink fan, and that's okay. To each their own. It sells pretty well for me. Last week, a couple weeks ago, I did that cute little vanity seat or whatever in the Cottage color vintage pink. And I really do like that one. It's almost white though, let's be honest. Bailey said that she's glad I went with something out of my comfort zone. She gets stuck in the same colors. I do too. What's my favorite YouTubers to watch? Oh, goodness. Okay, don't put me on the spot. Give me some time here. It's going to take a minute. My favorite YouTubers. Of course, you've got Jamie Ray, Jamie and Zeb Ray, Dion Woods, and Debbie Beard. Those were like the 3 ladies I found first. They're all my business coaches now, my mentors, right? Like, don't miss their video kind of thing. Then I've got all of my friends now. No particular order. Get a pen and paper. Let's go with Melissa Morrow from Vintage Bee Design. Let's go with Julie from Julie's Designs and Signs. Let's go with Hespa from Preston Avery Design. Who else is on YouTube? Oh my goodness, this is gonna stress me out. Heather from Create Your Own Cozy is really good. And then, oh my goodness, I'm gonna blank. I'm like sitting here trying to think of a bajillion friends. Jackie from Ruth and Ruby. And some of my friends have like Facebooks, but not YouTubes. I really like Ginger Chick Rehab. There's Sherry, Canterbury Cottage. Sherry, she's fun. Sonnet's Garden Blooms has good videos, some good ideas on her videos. And then I watch other people, like I watch a lot of cleaning videos. There's one lady, it's called The Wads, W-A-D-S. And she does more of like a lifestyle home cleaning, day in the life type of thing, but she's got a bunch of kids and she's really funny. I love her. Oh gosh, I could keep going and going. Michelle said, will I link these people below? Yes, I can. Also, Michelle, if you go to my Upcycled by Bri creative group, you'll see a lot of these people in there. If you go to the videos tab, I let people upload their YouTube videos in my creative group. That way you can discover them a lot easier. So that's a really good resource too. All Shabbed Out is really good. Quita Allen from All Shabbed Out. I love Katja. Brushed by Brandy, and I don't know if a lot of you would know her. She uses Dixie Belle paint, which I know a lot of the people I watch are more like the DIY paint crowd. There's so many. Like, I could go and go and go. Let's talk about DIY paint. Okay, but those are some of my favorites, and I know I just dropped the ball on naming a bajillion of my friends, so I apologize about that. Y'all drop them in the comments if you're my friend and I forgot you. Brandy said she loves me for being open to sharing in my group. Yeah, you know, I have not had any negative experience letting other creators share their YouTube channels in my group. I think it's a great way to network and grow. Nobody's been greedy or stepping on each other's toes or mean or nasty in comments or anything. So it's been great, and we'll just continue to keep it that way as long as it goes well. If you're not a YouTuber and you're just a maker and you're not part of my Facebook creative group, it's in the description box. And you just like to take pictures and stuff, take pictures, drop them in the group. We love to see everybody's projects, not just videos. These are drying really fast. Soaking that paint up. So I made probably twice as much paint as I needed. FYI, you could probably just have mixed up a 1/4 cup of paint with 1 teaspoon of cherry picked. But that's okay, like I said. Excuse me. I will use it on something else. Alright, I'm going to get the top of these painted. Even though the wood round's going on them, I just feel better about life. We'll dry them up a little bit, and then we'll do the fun part. Oh, another one. Rustic Rehab's Jen Dunn. Another one of my friends, YouTubers. They're just going to keep popping into my head randomly now. So, drop me a comment below if you have not used the DIY paint before. I don't want to preach to the choir too much about all of the wonderful benefits if y'all already know. But if you're new, I'd love to explain more. Yeah, more pink, Michelle. Yes, ma'am. There's going to have to be a few more pink things now. I'm going to do some pink pumpkins. Why not? Let's just be crazy. This is like purpley pinky. It's still pretty pink. They're already better. The distressing on them was just not great. And there's a couple little spots here that I didn't get 100% full coverage, and I'm okay with that. If a little bit of that white kind of comes through, it's just going to add to the good, decrepit, old look. Let me see if I have clean wax brushes. I do. That was dangerous. Was I even drying the candlestick? Boy, I sure did have fun this week. It was good to go see Sammy. Her baby is super cute. I didn't film, unfortunately, a ton of footage while I was there because we were just having a good time hanging out. And I knew, you know, as a newer mom, like, you just want to have some adult time, some grown-up time, some friend time. And me as a person just needed some friend time too. So we didn't stick cameras in each other's faces this time or anything. I did get some good shopping footage, and she's in there a little bit, but we always have a good time. The day was over, and she's like, it always goes so fast. I know. Time flies. Oh, Jeannie said just share my list, my subscription list on YouTube. That's a great idea. I can do that. Corinne said she's been dabbling with the DIY paint for watercoloring. Haven't done much yet, but what she's done, it's been great because the pigments are so incredibly vibrant and they don't water down. Yes. Michelle asked where I went in KC. I was actually, we were in Overland Park, and Sammy's in Spring Hill. I just call it Kansas City because I'm directionally challenged. Oh, so Brandy said that she painted a sign for her sister-in-law's wedding, and a friend wood burned some stuff, and then she waxed it, and was that the first time, Brandy, that you've dealt with the wax freak-out factor? So the wax freak-out factor, the colors are so pigmented in this paint that when you add your wax and stuff, the colors really darken back up. Now on certain colors, it can look really blotchy for the first couple of hours, and then over the next 24 hours, that color all calms down and dries out, and it evens back out. But that's a good thing to note for first-time DIY paint users. Don't freak out, just walk away. Michelle said she's always in Overland Park. What stores did I hit? We went to Tues Sat, gosh, what was the other one? It wasn't a Goodwill. Salvation Army? I don't know. I just follow Sammy. She drives, and I just go. They'll be in my video. I got like footage of myself walking into them, Michelle, so maybe you'll recognize them. Oh, Brandy, it was your sister that was painting it? Oh, man. So, yeah, she was probably really scared. All right, we're going to set this one to the side. The smaller one's dry. Let this big one finish drying. Make sure this is good. Okay, so this is nice and dry. Like I said, I will paint the bottom off camera. Don't come at me. There's a couple little spots there. You can still see the white through it, but it's no worries. We're going to add clear wax, dark wax, and gold wax. I've decided. I'm not even going to ask. We're just going to do it. We're not going to overthink it, or we're going to be here all day. Yes, Michelle, private message me, or in the creative group, share it and tag me. We always need new good thrift stores. Now, Sammy said soon I need to come up and we'll go to her booth, and I don't remember where that's at. I'm sorry, Sammy. I can't remember the name of the place. But she said there's some really, really good thrift stores around it. But I've never been to her booth, obviously, and I want to go see it. So, Michelle, maybe those are some of the same places. I'll have to ask her. All right, so for the clear wax, I've got just a little short, these are just little cheapy stencil brushes and chip brushes that I use for my wax. Nothing fancy with the waxes. And I'm going to put this on just, you know, generously, but not too heavy-handed. And it's going to darken that paint up just a little bit. But it looks like this petticoat pink really does not darken up a ton. And then as it dries out, it will all lighten back up and even back out. Now I'm putting the clear wax on before I put the dark wax on so I can control the dark wax better. It'll act as a buffer, and that dark wax won't suck into the paint so quickly. You don't have to clear wax first, but just know that that dark wax can start to look really dirty and gross very quickly if you're not careful. Okay, yeah, Michelle, I'll ask her again, and I'll let you know. She's been working on her booth hard, doing a lot of revamping. A lot of the stuff she gave me that we traded for was stuff she pulled out of her booth, just switching up her style a little bit and just refreshing, which is always a good thing when you have a booth. Keep things fresh. And some of the things I got from her I've already listed. So be sure to check out that Shop the Haul collection, not just what I have shown today. There's a couple of other extras up there already. I got like almost 50 things listed on my site yesterday, which is a lot. You can also apply wax with a rag. Sometimes if I have a bigger surface, a really like big flat surface, I'll use a rag. I feel like you can get a little bit easier even coverage with a brush, but it's preference. Okay, this is pretty. I'm glad I did the pink, y'all. I thought we were gonna have some blue candlesticks, and here we are with pink. We'll get one waxed up today, and then I will finish the other one off camera. Once they're all dry, I'll get some really pretty staged pictures and get them up in community and on Facebook and stuff for you guys, so you can see what it's like after it's completely dry. Oh, and I've still got to add the wood rounds on top. And I'm thinking I'll do like a nice dark wood round. All right, that was easy. Now I've got some dark wax. Same great buttery consistency with the dark and the white and the black waxes. Same good consistency as the clear. Now I'm just gonna get a couple of little artist brushes because I don't want to overdo it. I'm gonna come around here to the front. And I like to just take a little bit out, it's hard to do with one hand, and put it in my lid and work out of that. And then here where I've got, like I said, you know, there's some spots where I missed with the paint. We're just gonna cram a little bit of that dark wax. And then we'll drag it up those creases just a little bit. Drag it down there a little bit. Then I'll take my paper towel and just wipe off the extra. And that, whoops. That dark will sit down in all the negative space. Now, if the white spots bother you, you could do, you know, a coat and a half or so of paint, but I like it to look like it's missing paint in some spots, and oh, like the paint job wasn't perfect, or it's chipped off over time. The dark and decrepit, or I'm sorry, the dark dust, decrepit dust would be really good for this application too. You cram a little extra clear wax down in there and then sprinkle the dust on. That's gonna be good. All right, I'm gonna come around here to the front and we'll get a little bit done and then I'll show you again. Michelle says she's dying. Are you dying over the dark wax or what? I'm confused. Is it good? Is it bad? Elaborate. What's everybody doing this weekend? I need some inspiration for tomorrow. I'm gonna finish up, like I said, finish up filming today a video that'll be up tomorrow evening. And that was a thrift haul from last week. No, I guess 2 weeks ago. From here in town, but it's a good one. So I'll finish that. I don't know, I need to do some cooking too. A little meal prep. Corinne likes it. So pink, yes, but still kind of moody. European cottage vibe. That's one thing when I'm doing these thrift hauls and I'm shopping. I am kind of trying to think of an overall vibe or look and have the stuff make some kind of sense. It doesn't always make sense when it's in my cart, but once I get it home and start putting it together and staging the pictures, the look all starts coming together. And same with the color scheme. So I've been staging a lot with kind of that peachy pumpkin, and then some dried flowers, some pink ones. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? This works. Because normally pink would just kind of throw off my whole vibe, but not right now. So this is fun. You just play, but having that clear wax on there as a barrier first makes the playing a lot easier. And if you make a mistake, it's easier to wipe back. And then also note, if there's a spot where you got too much, say like right here, I got a little too much, I didn't like it. Take your brush with your clear wax and wipe over it, and it will go through and erase when you get too much on there. Little pro tip for you. Oh, Tinkanika is on here. Hello, dear. How are you? Another one of my favorite. We're doing a picnic table with the kids as a quiet celebration of life for the loved one that we lost this week. We couldn't make it the trip for the funeral today. Brandy, that sounds lovely. I think that's beautiful, and I hope that goes well for you. Do you prefer to use the dark wax over the black wax? Does dark equal brown? I have a vintage gold mirror that I need to wax, and I can't decide which wax to buy for it. Yes, dark wax is brown, and the black wax is a black. She's asking about a vintage gold mirror. I personally think the black would look beautiful on it and give it more of an antique look, where the brown might make it look a little dirty if you put too much on. I'm opening up the black here so you can see the difference. Oops, it needs stirred. Sometimes the colored waxes will separate just a little bit. Just give them a little bit of a stir, and they'll be right back to that really good consistency. How are you, Tikanique? You said you can't talk while you're on the big screen. Don't feel like you have to. So there's black versus brown. There's quite the difference there. And I don't see people use the black wax a lot. It's really pretty. I like to wax black paint with black wax and a black cloth. And it really cuts down on any possible lint. Teganique asked if I ever used Haint Blue. Yes, I do, dear. A few videos back, I have an edited video up where I did a little headboard turned into like wall hooks on a shelf, and I actually used my heat gun over the Haint Blue and got some really, really fun distressing. I love the Cottage colors. You're waiting for your next grandchild? Well, congratulations. You got a little time to kill, don't you? Okay, so there's the dark wax sitting all down in that middle section. You can see the difference here between the waxed and the unwaxed. It really brings out those details. Takes it from like baby's room to shabby chic, European cottage goodness. How long? Oh goodness, we've been on almost an hour. I do this every time. So I'm not going to finish it on camera today, but like I said, I will get those beautiful finished pictures up for you in community. Laura said she loves my projects, but she doesn't get notified. Laura, have you hit the little notification bell? If you look under the video, there should be a subscribe button, which you're probably subscribed already, and then next to it is a bell. And if you click on the bell, you'll want to hit like all notifications. And that way it lets you know when I'm live or when I put up edited. Destiny is going to have to buy both. Oh, the black and the brown. I would, Destiny. But I would say literally a container of black and brown wax, those little ones, unless you're doing huge, just massive pieces of furniture, they're going to last you forever. Like this is the only gold wax I've ever opened, and it's been out over a year. Love the gold wax. It's a gold gilding wax, same beautiful consistency. And I like to apply it with my fingers. If I ever try to use a brush, I end up getting way too much. So I'm going to take it and not do very much. I don't want it to get too girly, but just a little bit on the high points. So I've stuck the dark wax down in the low points, and now I'm going to touch with my fingers a little bit on the high points, and not all the high points, just a little bit. Drag it down. And I like using my fingers. It's very, very soothing. If I'm ever having a rough day and I need to paint, I like to highlight wax with my finger. I don't know. Painting overall is just soothing. Can y'all see that? I can't tell if you can see. Let me come around or not. There. Now you can see. So just a little highlight. How pretty is that? Okay. Y'all, thank you for pushing me out of my comfort zone. I would have never done that. You can totally see the difference. Oh, I missed a big spot there. I'll get it. Okay. All right. Do we have any questions about the paint, the waxes, the brushes, any of my haul, or anything else y'all might want to know? I'm going to play around. Might be a little dark with this dark wax here in the middle. I might lighten that up throughout the middle just a little. I'm like watching the replay on camera here. It's a couple seconds behind. I think I want like even lighter in the middle and just darker there in the crevices. I like that better. So, but it's fun. Waxing is fun, and that's why I prefer to wax over a top coat, because you can just get much more unique looks, and it's just a lot more fun. Okay. Spend the day with Bri, keep going. I wish I could, Jeannie. I've got million things to do. Teganique said, how soft and pretty. That looks like it would be your jam. I know your style, girl. Well, thank y'all for hanging out with me the last hour. Let me drop one more time in the description box the haul collection here, in case y'all want to shop along and you're catching the replay. Again, things go fast. If you place more than one order within 24 hours, I'll combine shipping. I'll refund any extra. If you have any questions about orders, you can email me at upcycledbybri@gmail.com. You can find all the paint products and my flips on my website, upcycledbybri.com. Subscribe, hit the bell, share it with a friend, hit the thumbs up. Did I miss anything this week? And I will be back tomorrow evening with an edited video here on my channel. I hope y'all have a really good weekend. I'll have pictures of these up in the next couple of days as well, all finished, so you can see. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a great weekend. Bye, friends. I'm gonna have to come around. I'm too far away today. Bye, girls and guys.